I'm Kate Krieger-Watkins here with another edition of the from Mason County Press, brought to you by West Shore Bank. And today I am joined with Mason County Sheriff Kim Cole.
Good,
How are you? Yeah. So you released a statement yesterday along with 3 of the other counties, the 101st District of Mason, Manistee, Benzie, and Leelanau counties,
right,
about just kind of what the governor's been doing and the 4 of your responses to it. So I know people have things to say about it, questions about it, and you need to clarify some stuff. So let's just talk about it.
Sure. So as everyone knows, we're under a governor's emergency declaration. It's been such since mid-March. And we have been fielding calls and taking calls of purported violations of the governor's executive order. We do that. We still do that. A couple weeks ago, the first week or 2 that the order was in existence, people were very compliant. They were doing the things that they needed to do. And then we started getting calls in the last 2 weeks related to things that, quite frankly, in my opinion, were over the line in what we were being asked to do without governor clarification. So one of those was a call on the east end of the county involving us going to a person's fifth wheel trailer on their own property, checking their IDs and asking to take their temperatures to see if they belonged in our community or not. And I honestly thought that was probably a bridge too far in asking us to go there, but our deputies did what they felt they needed to do. And some things we're facing now is, and this is happening on a regular basis, okay, where a person will call or send us a picture of a driveway and say, there should be 2 cars in that driveway, but now there's 3. We need you to go check the license plates on private property, then go up to their door, knock on their door, and ask to see driver's licenses that match the identification or the addresses on the residence you're at. And we're asked to do that on anonymous tips without warrants. And that's a problem for us. At some point, somewhere, someone is going to fight to the end to protect their property. And we just want to avoid that at all costs.
Sure. I don't know all the ins and outs of the law, obviously, but is that that's legal though, to just roll up to somebody's house and do that kind of stuff?
Under the latest governor's executive order, you cannot have family or friends in your house. Families only allowed if they're taking care of you. Easter Sunday, I had 2 people contact me, sending me pictures of houses saying there's too many cars in their driveway. You need to go break up their Easter dinner. That's technically a violation of the governor's order, right? Because you can only have your own people of your household in your home during this time. And I understand that. I even understand the reasoning for that. But the U.S. Constitution affords people certain rights in their own home that, quite frankly, we can't bridge. We can't violate that, and our deputies are not going to do that.
Okay, it makes sense because you are kind of at your own mercy, really. There is, the freedoms that fall under living in the United States. So what are some other things that you guys have been struggling with or have been hearing a lot of people talking or complaining about or praising maybe that you guys have been doing, especially now with this new order?
We're not hearing so much praise as what we're doing. We're hearing, people have been saying they understand the positions law enforcement officers are being put in. And please understand, I think the governor, when she started these orders, I really think, and I still think to today, that she has the best interest of our citizens in heart. But what she's failing to connect is the uniformed officers that are going to these calls and being put in a position where there's an encroachment on a person's constitutional rights. One call we're getting is too many people at the Ludington State Park, okay? The governor has said, go out and enjoy the trails, hike the trails, but then says you can only travel for essential needs. Go to the grocery store, get your groceries, get your medicine, go back home. So are people violating the governor's order by driving to the Ludington State Park to go hiking when the governor encourages us to do that. That's a little bit of the vagueness, I think, in these orders that are coming out. I get it. She wants our people to be safe. I want our people to be safe, but we need to do that in a common sense way. And that's what we're asking people to do. Just use common sense.
Right. And I think it has been pretty vague, because we'll use the city of Ludington, for example, the bear hunt. Awesome idea.
Exactly.
Something that, she did say only essential needs, you can leave your house. But then the city itself, said to do this, and we've done it, and I know a lot of people who have done it, and we're not interacting with other people. We're all staying in our same car. We're not like bringing people onto our vehicle at our house and going around, but it is very vague on kind of what you can do, what you can't do, what you should be fearful of, what you shouldn't be fearful of.
Yeah, I wish people, people saw the releases went out, and most probably didn't even read it. They think there's 4 rogue sheriffs that are going to do their own thing. And in our joint press release that the 4 sheriffs in the 101st sent out, it clearly says we're not going to strictly enforce. We're going to allow officers to use discretion. That doesn't mean we're not going to go to the calls. We're going to go, but don't expect us to write a person a ticket because they're over at their in-laws' house playing pinochle at 8 o'clock at night with their in-laws. That's a violation of the governor's order, right? We just need to use some common sense. That's all. And that's all I'm asking people to understand is we're asking people to use common sense.
Sure. Now, let's talk about a couple of the other issues or the requirements that the governor has done. Are you seeing a lot more people like wearing the protective gear when you guys go out? Are you guys wearing that? What are you guys doing now with the masks and gloves or not gloves?
Great question. Our deputies all have the PPE equipment.
Okay.
It took us a little while to get it, but we were able to get it. And we've had great people in the community dropping off stuff. Matter of fact, we had a gal locally, she made us some masks for us, for our deputies, and we certainly appreciate that. So our guys have the equipment, and we're encouraging them to wear the equipment. We're encouraging people to follow the CDC guidelines, right? Wear your mask, keep washing your hands, use hand sanitizer, do the right things, obey the 6-foot rule. We want all that stuff to still continue. And, we want people to wear masks to protect people around them, not necessarily protect themselves. If they can't do it for themselves, do it for the people that you're standing in line with at the grocery stores.
Right. And it is, really, it's basically comes down to common sense. If you're going to Meijer, that there's going to be more than, 10 people in there. Just the employees alone, there's a decent handful. So, protect yourself. If you feel like you're getting a little sick, don't go, even if it doesn't feel like coronavirus issues, people just need to know that. And it's good to know that your guys and ladies are out there wearing that stuff too. So it's, you guys are doing the best that you can to keep yourself safe and the people that you are going out on these calls for. It's not like you're just going out, not being protected and just, barging into people's homes and that kind of thing too. So I think people need to realize that it is a case-by-case situation. It's not just like you guys are like you said, have gone rogue and just are like, oh, you can do whatever you want. It's definitely not the thing.
Yeah, that's not the case. And it's surprising to me how many people I know that are willing to allow us to come into their house to check their IDs under these circumstances. And I would question whether or not those same people would be so inviting to us at any other time in their life. And we need to understand that your house is your castle, right?
Right.
Your house is your castle. And with us showing up without a warrant is problematic for law enforcement. It's certainly going to be problematic in the federal case if a lawsuit's filed against law enforcement. So we need to make sure we're doing the things to protect our citizens' rights while keeping them safe. And we got to find that line. Sure.
Anything else you want to touch on dealing with all of this, or just any updates that you have for us at this time?
Sure. I guess we have one deputy right now that's self-quarantined that was had a potential exposure on a call. So far, that's been negative, and he's doing fine. We had another deputy that did get tested, and his test came back negative. So we're certainly thankful that our staff is healthy, and they're healthy and doing the things that are needed to be done to protect themselves and their families while protecting our citizens.
Sure. And you guys are still working with the local city police and Scottville and everybody else too, the fire departments, the EMTs, the hospital, everything. You're still
Absolutely.
all
Yep.
kind of on the same track there.
Absolutely. The information sharing's been flowing between the law enforcement agencies and our state officials. So things are going well.
Good. Well, thanks again for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for the time. I really appreciate it, Kate.
Stay safe.
You too.
I mean, it's weird times right now, weird times. So
Yes.
And for any other news on the coronavirus or any other news, check out MasonCountyPress.com. And our weather is always brought to you by Smith & Eddy Insurance. And just remember, be safe, be smart, wash your hands, don't cough on people. The coronavirus is around. You just need to make the right decisions to keep it away from you and your family.